like to say all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Honors to all the brethren out here doing the work in the will of the Father in truth and sincerity. So we have a video. Let's get into it.
A newly published study reveals America may be in the grips of an epidemic, and one that could have potentially disastrous consequences for our productivity and health. And the numbers seem to paint it as a uniquely American problem. RT correspondent John Huddy has the story.
Are you feeling a little stressed out, maybe a bit worried? How about angry? Well, if so, you're not alone. A new Gallup poll finds that Americans are among the most stressed out people in the world. The Gallup 2019 Global Emotions Report was based on interviews with more than 150,000 people in 143 countries last year, or about 1,000 people per country. The study found that 55% of Americans surveyed said they experienced stress during most of the day, while 45% said they experienced feelings of worry a lot, and 22% said they felt downright angry most of the time. Breaking it down, younger Americans between the ages of 15 and 49 are among the most stressed out, worried, and angry. And income does play a role, with the Gallup poll finding nearly 7 in 10 Americans in the poorest 20% of the population saying they're the most stressed out, compared with less than half of Americans in the richest 20%.
Let's get into the scriptures. Going to Jeremiah. Chapter 51, verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon. What is Babylon? That's what the world knows as United States of America. That's Babylon. Babylon the Great. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. So the events that's unfolding with all these people being worried, why most of the citizens of Babylon worried? Because there's no future here, man. They feel that economic pinch. So in this scripture, the Most High, whom the world ignorantly calls God, his name is Yahweh. He's telling his people, who are the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, to get out of Babylon, man. Meaning, to get your mind state out of the American dream and focus on coming back to who you truly are, which you are the Israelites, and to call upon his name, that you may be saved out of this destruction that is coming, because he is about to render his recompense. Verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. America has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. And how did America make all the earth drunken? With their different philosophies. Alright? Claiming that they bring in democracy. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Exactly. And that's what you have going on in the world. All these different nations have went into an agreement with Babylon, aka America, trying to follow behind her capitalism, all right, and all her different wicked wicked treaties and bills that they come up with, and programs such as the UN, NATO, and so forth. These nations are mad. Why? Because now these nation systems, the economic system, is just as weak as America's. So they pissed. Verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Yeah, America is being destroyed, man. It's falling. That's why these people are stressing. That's why the citizens of Babylon are stressing, man. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. Exactly. But she's not gonna be healed. And the government been trying to take bomb. They been trying to put that icy hot on her. They been trying to put that tiger bomb on her. All right, but it's not working. All that quantitative easing, tax breaks, so forth and so on. It's not working. Place is still falling. Verse 9. We should have healed Babylon. Yeah, they're thinking we should have healed America, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, everyone, into his own country. And that's why a couple of years back, you had all these people fleeing out of America, and you still got people leaving America to this day. For judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted even unto the skies. Exactly. It's time for America to be judged. It's time for you heathens to be judged. And why are you going to be judged? For the pain, the rape, rob, and murder that you did to the Most High's chosen people, his children, who are the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, which they are known in the Bible as Zion or Israel. Verse 10. The Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come, and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord of our God. And that's what I'm doing, man. I'm declaring this work amongst y'all, man. Let you know that America shall be destroyed. Thus says Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Let you know you people are stressing. Why? Because the Lord is suddenly making Babylon fall, man. She is falling. There's no bomb that they could take. There's no quantitative easing that they could come up with. No tax breaks that they could come up with that's gonna heal her. There's no American dream. That American dream is a nightmare. And that's why you people are stressing, man. As you see in the media clip. Going to Isaiah chapter 19. Starting at verse 14. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof. Exactly. And what is this Egypt? This is AKA America. Okay? The Lord got a perverse spirit on the government of America, and they erring in every work that they do, going around causing all these different conflicts in all these different countries. Guess what? That's an error. All right, that's gonna come back to bite you, and it's coming. As a drunken man staggereth in his vomit, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. Exactly. So you got America going around trying to cause all these problems so they could snatch up resources like they always do. And why do they need resources? Because Babylon is falling. And it said what? That it wasn't going to be no work in Egypt, which is also America. Okay? So that's why you people are stressing. The workforce is real low. But it's written. That's prophecy. I'm giving it to you now. Well, I'm not saying this. This is Yahweh. This is the words of the Most High. So let God be true and every man a liar. So this is happening, and it is going to come to pass, whether you believe it or not. Verse 16. In that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts. And that's why you people are, like I said, that's why you people are stressing, man. You're afraid. Why? Because you know one day that you could walk into your office and your whole damn office could be shut down, man. No work. Laid off. That's what everybody fear. Because why? Because the Lord said Egypt was going to be like unto a woman, man. All right. This place is done. And this place is done because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shall shaketh over it. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. So you about to see these Negroes out here acting a fool as this economy continue to collapse. As you people continue to go to your jobs and walk in your office and your boss tell you, oh, there's no more work. You're laid off. We're closing. So it reads, and the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. And Judah, who is that? You so-called Negroes. So yeah, you so-called Negroes about to start acting a fool out here. Like I said. Because of what? Because of there won't be no work for Egypt, which head, tail, or branch or rush may do. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself, because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts. Exactly. And what's in the counsel of the Lord of hosts? To bring Egypt down, man. That's why everybody's going to be afraid, man. Because they're going to see America falling down. And you see it now in your media. We looking at it right now. That's why people are stressing. And it's happening. Why? Because it's the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he have determined against it. So that's why these people are stressing. All right, let's go to 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. Start at verse 8. I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Exactly, man. The Lord has had it up. He's fed up with America, man. He's finna destroy this place. Why? Because of the righteous that cry unto him. All the men and women of Israel that's a part of the elect in the 1/3 that always pray and continually pray for America to be destroyed. And for him to send his son, the only begotten, Yahweh Shai, back. And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Exactly. America got a lot of innocent blood to pay for. From the killing of all the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. From the day that this place was birthed all the way up to now. To this place death date. Because they still killing the Lord's people, man. At a rapid rate. Verse 10, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. Exactly. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. So that's why America is getting taken down. The Lord is finna no longer allow us to suffer in this land. He's tired of us being led to the slaughter. Verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and will smite Egypt. So he's about to smite America with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land. And that's how you know he's talking about America. Because he said he's going to smite America with the plagues as he did before. As he did where? In the old Egypt. As he did back then in the ancient Egypt. Now he's going to do it again in this new Egypt. That's why you look on your dollar bill, you got that pyramid. Because this is the new Egypt. The new Roman Empire. This is Babylon the Great. All those things, man. So the Lord says he's about to destroy this place for the bloodshed of his people. Verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it. And that's why you have all these storms, man. All these storms hitting these different fertile farm areas. He's smiting this place with plagues. It's gonna be a famine real soon. So you 2/3, you keep living it up, man. You 2/3, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that don't want to get with the program, keep living it up. Keep living in your American dream, man. You're gonna feel it real soon in these grocery stores, man, because these plagues are hitting. Verse 13, speaking of what I just was speaking on, they that till the ground shall mourn. Exactly. Why they gonna mourn, Father? Tell them why they gonna mourn, Father. For their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail. Exactly. Because the seed gonna fail because the Lord gonna blast the farmland with rain, with floods, and with a fearful constellation. Is that not going on? Have you not seen that in your news lately? You Egyptians, aka Americans. Verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. And that word woe means destruction, war. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another. And that's what you're gonna see. You already see this media outlet talking about people stressing. When people stress and they fed up, guess what's the next thing to happen? Fights, man. War. Sedition. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And what's the modern day sword? Guns. Weaponry. Whatever weaponry it may be. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor prince, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Exactly. So that's what you're about to see next. That's what's coming next to America, man. Sedition. All right? No longer people listening to what the government say, man. People taking their actions, taking their course of action in their own power, man. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. What is that? That's martial law. Okay? For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. That's right. Because you Edomites' pride, you heathens' pride, you 2/3 pride, these cities gonna be troubled, man, and your house is gonna be destroyed. And you so-called men of you damn 2/3 men, and you heathen nations, y'all gonna be afraid. Even the men of the Lord are gonna be afraid. But guess what? We got Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah to have our back. So at the end of the day, we're gonna be taken care of. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. Why, Father? Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Exactly. So that's why these things going to be happening, man. Because of lack of bread, the famine, and for great tribulation, meaning great troubles, hard times. That's what's coming. No more American dream. But your people still want to stay in that mind frame. Especially you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which you are the Israelites. You want to stay in this American dream, want to stay in Babylon the Great. You steady want to be a Babylonian. You steady want to be an Egyptian, aka an American. So since you want to follow your daddy Esau, the so-called white man, you're going to die with him and these other heathen nations, man. Verse 22, my right hand shall not spare the sinners. Who are the sinners? You 2/3. 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are the sinners. Why? Because you are treason. You committing treason. You leaving your family, your father, and following after the white man. So-called white man, that is. He an Edomite, Esau. So you turn your back on your family. You turn your back on Israel. You turn your back on the Father, Yahweh. and his son Yahweh Shah, whom the world inly calls Jesus Christ. So therefore you shall not be spared. And my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. And you Edomites, it ain't gonna be no ceasing of the Lord's sword across your neck, man, because of all the innocent blood that you shed on this earth. All you have been doing is rape, robbing, and murdering every nation that you can. And still to this day you doing it. Just look at Venezuela. You still doing it unto this day, you damn cracker. Let's go to Revelations. Chapter 18, verse 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. And guess how you're going to be burned with fire? With nuclear missiles, ICBM missiles. So like it. A bunch of ICBM missiles going to tear this place apart that you know as America, which is known in the Bible as Egypt and Babylon the Great and the whore. For strong is the Lord, Yahweh, who judgeth her, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, America, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. And why is that? Because America is known as what? What is America known for? A consumer. All right, America doesn't produce anything, man. It only consumes. That's why these merchants love this place, man. All America does is consume. That's why when you go to the grocery store, you see what? Made in China, made in Japan, made in Taiwan, made in Thailand. So let's go back to the video.
In the global context, the United States made the top 10 list of most stressed out countries on the planet, better than Greece and Iran, but worse than Turkey and Venezuela, numbers 11 and 12 on the list respectively. It's not all bad, though. The United States wasn't on the top 10 list of most negative and angry countries in the world. The most negative country on earth is Chad, according to Gallup, where 7 in 10 people surveyed said they struggle just to afford food every day, followed by Niger, Sierra Leone, Iraq, and Iran. On a more positive note, however, the Gallup poll also found that at least 7 in 10 people surveyed worldwide said they experienced a lot of enjoyment in life, felt well-rested, laughed a lot, and felt treated with respect. So, where are the most positive places on earth according to Gallup? Latin America, with Paraguay, Panama, and Guatemala having the highest positive experiences among those surveyed worldwide. Maybe it's time to start thinking about that Latin American vacation. That is, if you can afford it or even get the time off of work. For the news with Rick Sanchez, John Huddy, RT.
I'm Rick Sanchez. You found us on YouTube, and that's all.
So hopefully you guys was edified. And when I say you guys, I'm talking about the elect and the 1/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. As for you 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you will be put to death. So far as you heathens that's over here on this side, you will be put to death. And so far as you heathens on the other side, you shall go into slavery. And as for you 2/3 that shall die on this side, you shall be born into the kingdom of heaven through birth in your right state of mind, and not in this American mindset that you have. So with that said, all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah. Shalom.